Lee McMillan portside trimmer on the INEOS Britannia AC40 today. Early start, and you got what you wanted, didn't you?
Yeah, it was perfect. Nice bit of drainage breeze. Just caught the end of it really. Got a couple of hours in, and yeah, it was really nice breeze. So right round at the airport, early start, but it was well worth it.
The boat's in LEQ mode because of at least one thing, the J2 LEQ 12 headsail.
Yeah.
First of all, is there anything else about the boat that puts it in LEQ 12 mode?
No, that's it, just the jib, as far as I'm aware anyway. And yeah, so had that up for the whole session, morning session.
What can you tell us about that sail? What is it that's different about it?
Well, it sets up slightly differently to the one design, but not hugely. And yeah, you're just kind of looking at the different, the loads and stuff to kind of get the same trim, but ultimately really trying to achieve quite similar trims to the one design. There's a bit over range at times today, and that you can kind of see some differences there when you take it over range, but yeah, not a huge amount of difference. If we
move up to the AC75, that J2 sail, what sort of wind range is that going to be used in, do you think?
I guess the codes will be slightly different on the big boat, because you'll have kind of your more takeoff sail when it's super light, but you'll quite quickly want to be off it onto a J2. So the J2 on this is probably quite a different range sail, quite a bit lighter, I would say, than on the AC40. And then obviously you've got a lot more codes, going all the way up to the J5s and even 6s. So yeah, it doesn't really cross over to the big boat very well, but just looking at kind of how it works under load and things like that is quite important.
We saw you do a lot of manoeuvres today and a fair amount of straight line sailing too. We also saw you doing a very fast reach where you came tearing past the recon boat. You must have set a new top speed, didn't you, today?
No, we didn't actually. We got close, but I think we saw a 47 at one point. Mid 47s, but yeah, it's quite hard. Obviously, again, we had the J2 up, so it was a bit over range, especially for that reaching to hit top speeds, and a little bit compromised on sea state. But yeah, it was good to give the thing a bit of a push. It's quite good fun.
Olympian for New Zealand in the 470 and Agro 17 class, trimmer on the port side of Orient Express racing team. Jason, another day of training on the books. How did it go?
Yeah, it was good. We actually thought there wasn't going to be any wind at all, and we're pleasantly surprised. We got out there and there's actually even 10 to 12, 13 knots at one point. So great sailing conditions, and we made the most of it.
Today already 10 days or a little bit more sailing with the LEQ 12 mainsail. From the trimmer's position, which kind of feedback have you been able to give to the sails designers?
Yeah, I think we've been working closely with them. We're trying to look with some cameras at the shape of the sail, and we're able to talk a lot with them with how it's been built, and there's a lot of little adjustments to be made with the battens and the rest of the sail. So it's been some good feedback and some good learnings for us. It'll help us a lot in the 75.
When talking about the different controllers you have for the main, which are the main differences compared to the one design main?
Hopefully this sail is probably a bit more, go through the range conditions a bit better than the one design sail, so we can sort of see some good performance across the range conditions. So yeah, just probably a bit more across the whole range. Yeah.
Then in terms of structure of the main, do you feel this main is a little bit more effective to transmit tension into a forestay, for example?
It's tough to tell. I think that, yeah, certainly we're looking at things like that, but hard to know exactly if it's actually going to help. I mean, the LEQ is going to be so different to the loads we're going to see on the 75, so it's hard to take too much into it. But we're certainly seeing some of the things the designers are after, so we're reasonably happy.
And then when you compare the feeling on the boat, and then you go on shore and you look at the data, do you feel the same things, or sometimes you're surprised to the things that you find on the numbers?
Usually you see pretty similar. I mean, our feel is usually roughly on point, so we know what we're looking for, but sometimes you certainly do get surprised, so there'll be little things that surprise us from time to time, but it's good to be able to trust your feelings as well, because that's how we've grown up sailing, and I think it does help.
And today some minor issues with the lock system of the jib. Any ideas what's going on up there?
Yeah, especially the J1. Don't know why it wasn't hooking on today. So I think the Antoine went out the rig and had a look at it. So he'll give us some feedback, but I'm not sure yet what the problem was.
Did you try anything different today in terms of boat tuning and the tension on the shrouds?
No, we weren't trying to really focus too much on the setup today. It was just trying to actually do some racing in a race course in the lighter breeze. So that was our main focus for the day.
Then, when talking on the components on the jibs, so far only one LEQ 12 jib at J3. Are you planning to start to test J1s and J2s?
I don't think so. I don't think that's in our plans at the moment. Probably just save that for the big boat. We're already happy with what we're learning from the LEQ J3, and then we'll wait later on to test other jibs.
Here in Barcelona with Kyle Langford, trimmer from American Magic, challenger of this 37th America's Cup, today sailing with AC40 Magic. Kyle, two boats sailing today, tricky like forecast, but at the end you managed to score a super nice session. Can you please comment about how the session went and which goals you had for today?
Yeah, so we weren't so optimistic that the breeze would come in, and we went out there hoping for the best but expecting the breeze not to build as well as it did, and fortunately we had a really good day on the bottom end of the wind range. We started off in 4 knots and then it built to about maybe 9 or 10 at the end, and so it was a really productive day out there.
We noticed this morning that you swapped the mast from last week. Which was the purpose?
So the boats, the masts are obviously one design, but we just want to make sure that each mast is compatible with each sail, so we've just been swapping them around because we have various custom sails that we're swapping between the boats, and so the sail that went on our boat today required a rig swap, that was the reason for the mast swap.
Yeah, we thought like you were testing a sail, and so you were getting like the nice setting from last week in the Magic, and from the chase boat was looking like when going downwind, you were like Magic was going lower a little bit more than American?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty hard to read the performance of today. We were racing around the racetrack, and there was quite a lot of twist in the wind as well. So it seemed like if you had a gust where the breeze was well mixed, then the performance would show. And so, yeah, obviously we've got different sails out there and different setups on the boats, but it's, to be honest, from today it's hard to draw too many conclusions just because of how the wind wasn't very well mixed. So of course we'll have a look at the performance report and see what we can read into the data. But I mean, my overall impression was it was just a day of sailing in the pressure, and you know, if you had half a knot more wind speed than the other boat, you know, and the wind was a little better mixed, then that would kind of come out on the race course.
How was the feeling of this other rig and sail on your hands as a trimmer?
To be honest, you couldn't tell the difference between the rigs. I mean, they're one design, and you know, from our impression that they are very similar. So we couldn't tell the difference with the rigs. The sails, for sure, there's some differences in the sails, and that changes. You know, we've got different settings and different setups for the sails, and so you just have to adapt with the sail you've got for the day. And yeah, no, I think we're pretty happy with the performance of that sail we were using.